Hey, everybody. This is Jordan with the Crohn's Veteran Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in 2021. I am here with my amazing co-host, Renika Wood. How you doing, Renika?
I'm doing excellent. Hope you guys are doing good out there as well.
Awesome, awesome. Our other co-host, CJ, is out today and and not feeling well. So we wish him well and I look forward to him joining us on the next episode. And so we are very honored and very grateful to have a amazing guest. Shantae is with us today to tell us about her IBD journey. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me once again.
Definitely. Our pleasure.
Thank you so much for being here. It's like we've been talking for a little while, so it's really awesome to finally talk face to
Good.
face and stuff, and so it's just really awesome to listen to your story, and so this is about you. This is about you, and so so tell the so if you could do Renika and me a favor and tell the world a little about a little bit about your IBD journey.
Man, my IBD journey started, I believe 14, 15 years old. And it just like happened out of nowhere. One day, all I could remember was I was just laying down and I had like really big swelling pain, like on the side of my lower right quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I refused to go to the doctor. I refused until it was just like so much pain that like we're watching like my lower abdomen just like push and push on my skin. So
Hmm.
then at that point, the boyfriend I was dating, he called my mother
Mm-hmm.
and picked me up and took me down 3 flights of steps and was like, "You're going to the hospital."
Right.
When I went, they thought it was like appendicitis and
Hmm.
everything. Um, but then they told me it was just like, you know what, we think it's Crohn's, so we're gonna start you on some meds and stuff. But then they also sent out for me to like get a biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking. Oh no, they said the colonoscopy. So
Hmm.
Right.
when I started looking up like colonoscopy, I got scared. I got real scared because it was like swollen, big, bubbly pictures and
Oh,
everything.
yeah. Googling something like a colonoscopy
It was so
will change your
bad.
life.
Yeah.
Really?
So when I looked that up and I just was like, okay, I was like, I agreed to go do this colonoscopy thing. But then like I met the guy who was supposed to do it and I got like weird vibes. I don't
Hmm.
like male doctors like that.
Right.
So I automatically was just like telling my mom, please tell them to keep a nurse in there. Please tell them to keep a female in there. Um, but I guess everything went good. And then I got my pictures back and I was happy. I was
Hmm.
real happy because it was not as bad as I looked them up. So like I was like, okay, maybe I could monitor it. Maybe I could like I went through a whole list of foods of what they said I was supposed to eat, what I
Mm-hmm.
can't eat. So I started making my own little list of things that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that, and see what triggers it and how long. And I found out that like if I eat hot stuff for like 3 days or 4 days straight,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna have me really messed up.
Hmm.
Um, and I'll start to feel the swelling and everything.
Okay.
That part was horrible. But this was in 2007, so I don't know how bad or good mine look now, but this is what it was at the time.
Wow.
Mm.
Which it doesn't to me it didn't look that bad, but
Hmm.
I was just like, you know what, I want to keep it monitored, but I told myself I'm gonna keep it monitored and just act like I don't have it. And
Right.
I told like a handful of friends, just a handful, and I didn't tell nobody else until like recently. The year started going past, and people started asking me like, why are you always tired and stuff like that. And I never knew about like the fatigue would be making me tired. I just
Hmm.
thought that I was just tired. Um, until last year when I like met the whole group and like I started like looking for a community and everything like that
Hmm.
online. And I started to realize that fatigue was a thing with Crohn's.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I was like denying my tiredness. I was denying
Mm.
anything that was ever wrong with me. Um, but then it was just like, what if something happens to me? And then everybody's like, well, she ain't tell us this. And, she never said nothing about that. So then I started just opening up a little more.
Right.
Um, I would say it got really bad in 2009. No, it
Okay.
was 2008. 2008, I was pregnant and I was about, I was 5 months pregnant actually. And they had me on prednisone. And I wasn't sure, well, they didn't let me know that prednisone was a taper. So they, later was like, oh, well, you don't supposed to keep taking 9, 9, 9. They was like, you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to take 9, 8, 7, and
Mm-hmm.
go down. So then basically, when my baby was growing, I felt something else growing also on the left side. Come to find out, it was just like, I guess, an abscess of the pills or something. But basically, it was a big abscess that had formed. I was told like I didn't supposed to be having those pills when I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but basically, one day I woke up and was arguing with the son's father at the time, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hang up before I get so angry, and other stuff starts happening. And as soon as I hung up, my water bust, my water busted. So
Okay.
then it was just like, I got rushed to the hospital and everything. Did the little baby's footprints and stuff like that as like a memorial. It was like that little, 5 months. So he
Oh.
still, it was like, I guess they said they couldn't save him, but basically the abscess that was like full of all the medicine burst, killed the baby. And then I was just in the emergency room. No, it was no longer in the emergency room, but they took me upstairs and I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. I had to get a blood transfusion because it all like went to my blood. Of course, lost the baby. Um, and then I just cursed everything, even even God at the time, because I just was like, why is this happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I didn't know, you know, you know, taper the medicine and trying to keep myself still healthy with that. I thought that okay, take this medicine, my Crohn's go stay down, and I have my baby, okay. But it wasn't that. End up losing him, but God blessed me with another one,
Mm-hmm.
completely healthy. Came out on the day that they said he was going to come out. Like I was even praying for him to come out earlier at that point. I was like, Lord, like I know everything happened with the Crohn's, but I was like, please, like push him out a little earlier. Like I don't want to wait till October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But he came October 1st. And I've been in remission for these 11 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, now
Wow.
12.
12
12
years.
now.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Um, Renika, I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you, Jordan. First, I want to say I thank you for sharing your story. I know it could be very traumatic sharing that, especially what happened with your baby and the medications and not being informed, about the different side effects medications can have, then not have an understanding why it's happened to me. So first I want to say thank you for sharing that. I know it probably wasn't easy to share that with us. I think a lot of times with our doctors we get, they don't tell us the long-term effects of medication that we're taking. And that's unfortunate they didn't tell you about that. Prednisone is one of the medications to where it can have a lot of significant side effects from it if you're not careful with it. A lot of people I know in the Crohn's community who take prednisone, we always talk about, oh my God, we on prednisone table. Oh my God. Oh my
Hey,
God. CJ
and
talking
look,
about it recently. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yep.
So, oh my goodness. So, outside of you experiencing those things, I'm not minimizing those things. Those are big things to experience. What was some of the reasons that you felt as if you didn't want to share with anyone about your Crohn's diagnosis?
because a lot of my friends, they literally was like, they would talk about me eating like a bird, and I would always be not wanting to snap on them, but I just be like, y'all know what's wrong with me. Like, stop.
Mm.
Like, it really, really affect me. But I didn't show that, you know. But I just sat back and was just like, okay, do I keep hiding it or do I talk to other people now? Because I'm like, I know the people that's around me is not understanding. So I'm just like, I really got to find the community, like of
Mhm.
people, who knows what I'm going through. Because people will look at me and be like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with you, and
Right.
it'd be like, what you mean? Like, it'd be like, okay, you know what? You just won't understand. You know, it doesn't matter, how much makeup a person puts on or try to feel, okay to look good and stuff like that. But it'd be like, we have our different ways that we try to feel better about things, especially if we don't got those who really understand. But it's still kind of hard. But I've been opening up more as if finding the community of people who are like me, who have Crohn's and colitis, and who possibly wasn't saying much, around that much. But now I put stuff in my how could I say in my social media, and they'll be like, "Girl, you had Crohn's? How long?" And I'll be like, "Since I was like 14, 15 years old." And they're just like, "Wow, like how you do it?" I just try my best to keep my herbs and my tea. Like, I don't like medicines. Ever since that happened with the prednisone, they did try to put me on something that was called like Pentasa, or it was like some blue pills. They kept trying, and I just was like, no. And before that, when I was 13, I was already diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So I've just been, keeping myself together by just trying to stay in a good mind, even though
Mhm.
sometimes things around me may not be good. I just sit back and be like, you know what? Okay, I'll do like a herb, with hot water and just like steam. Sometimes I have just like simple little oils, put my candles on to try to chill.
Mhm.
But that's how I've been trying to cope. Like,
Well, it is. Well, I said again, thank you, for for sharing your experiences, Shante. Like, I'm just thinking, like, me and you have a lot in common, actually, when it comes to this Crohn's journey, and because I got I had a I got my appendix taken out when I was 14, like an emergency surgery, and so like I went from my Crohn's was like I felt fine on Friday, got sick on Saturday, and had surgery on Sunday, type thing. You know,
that
you
was
know,
fast.
it was that fast, and then yeah, I just also yeah, just yeah, people yeah, just and also the reason I created this podcast, and the reason that I like I just felt very isolated. I was I said I'm in here in Nebraska and stuff, and this is actually Lawrence and Gardens here in Nebraska, and so it's one of my favorite places. And so in the background behind me, but it's but I just there was just nobody that looked like me. There was nobody that I could really could see. And when I was going to the doctor's office, there was no just yeah, it just wasn't very much fun. And so I was like, man, I gotta you know, and I was also kind of hiding from the world just from being sick, right? Just not feeling very well, and just not it's
Browns.
crazy that yeah, I felt like I should have done this a lot earlier sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, so I mean, so yeah, so um and so you have so beyond that very I'm sure very challenging experience that you had with that pregnancy, like, so have you had any surgeries or anything, that kind of thing? Have you been on any kind of biologics or any of that kind of stuff, or
No, no, literally, I try my best to stay like away from the doctors as
mm,
far as them checking on my Crohn's.
mm-hmm.
I'd rather just like do my herbs. Um, Sometimes the one that Papuro do, he said he
Mm,
does some herbs, but I
right.
do I do like Ayurvedic herbs,
Mm,
herb boil and stuff like that, just to like to keep me calm, or to keep my how could I say to I forgot what it's called, but it's like, so basically to release stress, you know,
yeah,
down
yeah,
there, so I can like open. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
those are
I
my ways.
got you, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, what matters is is feeling well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know, and being happy, healthy is what, is what I care about. And so, and I want, everybody to be happy and healthy. And
I
so,
never knew like Crohn's can make you just like as tired as I've been like all of the years.
mm,
Like I literally fought it. I fought it. Um, didn't tell my employers, and
same.
like now the employer that I'm with, I've been with them for going on 3 years. I'm a manager there,
Cool.
and they use all natural products and stuff. Um, but I'm a lice technician. If you guys ever heard of that,
Mhm.
the proper term is like pediculosis, but
Okay.
I deal with hair, braids, and
Oh,
out
okay.
the infestation of lice.
Okay.
So like being there, it's like they're not on me too much, but they always want me to be on time.
Hmm.
So it's like I have a boss, but I don't sometimes. Um, but it's like I don't even tell them about it. Like I haven't. I don't know how to tell them. I feel like if I do tell them about it, it might hurt me. So
Mm,
I just
yeah.
stay quiet.
Yeah. Like I'm in an interesting place because I do this show now, right? And so, so this shows up on LinkedIn and all this other kind of stuff. And so, this brand and stuff. So people are like, I'm just like, I almost, I stopped, I guess I stopped caring, I just tell people now, but to be honest with you, for like a good solid 10 years when I was sick, I didn't. And so like, so I can definitely relate to, keeping that under your hat and just try to make it, try to make it happen every day.
Thank
Right.
you. I refused going to the washroom at school, like
Mm,
because I didn't want to be asked certain things. I would
Right.
wait
mm,
until the school's out, everybody's gone, and then if I had to go real bad, I would go like in the basement washroom.
right.
That was it.
I think
Like,
it's one of the biggest challenges I want to say. Just listen to you talk, you speak and share your story, and Jordan sharing by him. Um, I was trying to remind myself about why did I come out and tell my story on my platform. And I think for me, diagnosed in 2011, misdiagnosed with ulcerative colitis for about 4.5 years, had a confirmed Crohn's DX 2015, I want to say. So I'm 10 years in the IBD world now, coming up with this March, April, I'm sorry, be 10 years for me. And just not knowing exactly like what it meant to have this. So I lived a very secret life. Like I'm the party girl, but I'm also professional. They see me like, hey, like what's up, girl? What going out tonight, whatever. But when they leave and I'm home alone, oh, it's a crap. Like, oh my God, my life is over. They don't know I'm going through all that. I'm like, why are you hiding this? You girl, you stupid. Why are you hiding this from people? So I said before, my secrets made me sick. I was so sick of being a secret to where I made myself sicker. So I had to learn how to become comfortable with sharing because I never know who I could meet. Then I met Jordan. I met TJ, then I met Jordan, and the community started to open up for me. And now I'm looking like, you know what? I wasn't where I am in 2015. I could never done it back then, but I am where I am today. So but I do understand the reasons why you didn't share because I know I had my own reason why I didn't share either. Just to being stigmatized or being ostracized or being made fun of possibly or being not invited to the party because you always got to leave, you always sick, whatever. People have excuses for stuff, but I do understand the reasons behind it. But whatever's best for you is best for you because no one can tell you how you feel. That's my motto. Nobody can tell
Right.
you how you feel.
yeah,
You said washroom. Where do you live?
in Chicago.
Chicago. You said the washroom. I've heard it before, but I didn't know where I heard it before at. Okay.
That's awesome.
like
And
like
so,
the soda and the pop thing.
Yeah, the
It's
pop thing.
pop.
Yeah, pop.
well, that's awesome. Well, so yeah, so I'm curious, since it's, early in the year here. So, I mean, so is there anything that you're kind of, working on this year that you're focused on, or, anything that, that you like to share, like to share with our audience that, yeah, just to, yeah, share any cool stuff that you're doing.
Right now, it's been, and I've been keeping it away from my actual page as well. I have a business called Tamed Essentials,
Okay.
Okay.
and it's herbs and body care made strictly from herbs. Herbs, oils, everything is Ayurvedic though, because I do like studying like the Ayurveda type of herbs.
Awesome.
Really upset because right now I'm going through a claim because somebody stole my 14 herbs that was sent to me supposedly the other day before my birthday. Never made it. So I'm just like, I remember when I purchased it, all the reviews were like, "Oh my God, you could smell it as soon as even in the box, you could smell it once it's delivered." And I was just like, "But if somebody just smelled a bunch of good stuff
I
and
want
didn't,
it.
Right.
yeah." And I'm just like, now I gotta wait, until this whole claim is over with, so I might just order it again and just still wait for that claim to finish up. But it's for, my business, and
Mhm.
I'm like, that's pushing me back a little bit right
I
now.
know people are just so scam, just trifling, right? So,
Especially right now with what's going on with the pandemic.
Mhm.
mm,
Um, but right
so
now, since the beginning of the year, my mind has been foggy because my father is in the hospital, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So we're trying our best to get him out of there.
I hope.
That's where my mind has been. Like, if I had to be at work, I'll be at work. But then it's like, hey, still trying to update with my dad. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Right now, I like stop the world. I'm a daddy's girl.
Right,
Okay.
right. Well, we're all wishing them well over here. So,
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Definitely.
it's-
Good luck
it's-
with everything with that. I know they can be very much so tough, especially with the COVID going on and not having actual access as you would have if you were not going through the COVID pandemic as well. Before you leave is one thing I'm gonna ask you. I noticed that on your page, you're into the what's it called? Like with the ears and
like
things.
Oh, like
cosplay.
the animal.
Cosplay.
Yeah.
I
The
love
cosplay.
that. Like, how did you? It's like another part of you. Like, how did you start doing that? You be into character.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious too because my wife is like really super into that stuff too. So,
Oh man, like thank you.
You
It's
welcome.
it's been like I've a little bit like showed some people on my page and I've got like some good feedback. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I should like show a little bit more. But I just walk around the house like that. Walk around the
that's
house and
awesome.
cosplay, cooking, play around with the son and cosplay. Sometimes he might, want to put on some ears too.
Uh huh.
Um, but I literally just started ordering stuff and I just was like, this makes me happy. Like
Mm-hmm.
doing all this art. I did that.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you. Did that like at the beginning of quarantine. Now I got some other plans. I think I'm gonna do with some art with broken Remy glass. It just
Oh
came to me
man,
yesterday.
I might I might have you guys. I might have you guys chop it up because like I said, the wife is a fine artist and she paints, she sculpts.
Yeah.
She does multimedia stuff.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, I think you guys would probably get along pretty well.
I'm down to collab.
Cool, 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 cool.
Jordan is
So
the plug. Jordan is the plug.
I
right,
swear.
Jordan,
gotta try to make win-wins for everybody.
that's
So
right. I love it.
and
You know,
so
it's awesome.
cool.
I'm just glad.
Well, awesome. Shantae, I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. For you
No,
being
I'm
here.
grateful for you guys having me. I swear. I was like, I remember we was probably gonna try to do it last week, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I was like, I think I might not. I was like iffy
Well,
because
cool.
I don't even know.
I mean, it means a lot to me. For you to be here and share your story and just know that somebody out there is going to hear this and you're going to change somebody's life. So.
And I
Right.
hope more people step up
Hmm.
because
Right.
I
Hmm.
feel like I didn't know anybody that was a woman of color, person of color, anybody, either if it was Mexican, Cuban, like dark skin, brown skin. I never knew no one that had it until I started the stalking the hashtag.
Right. You
And
know,
then I saw yours, Renika, and I was like grown and sexy. She put grown and sexy. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you know what? That's an embrace for real. And
yeah.
I was like, I have to. And I forgot who was it. I don't know if it was from the color of Cece. I forgot her name, but I messaged her.
With Nikki. Nikki.
I was like, I'm glad we've connected and linked. And I was like, I've been living like behind everything and not telling no one, and she was just like, "Girl, living your truth as something, something, something." And I was like, "Oh, she just called me out." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna live in my truth." I was like, "I'm gonna live in my truth," and I was like, "I'm gonna make a post," and I was just like, "I'm gonna just throw it out there."
Yeah. That's even surprised. I know for leave a second, Jordan. When you mentioned that you didn't meet anyone of color or look like you, my doctors and I fought tooth and nails about. I said, "Can you find me someone that look like me before I go through all these surgeries?" I said, "You can't." I said, "Well, I don't think this is for me." You being resistant? I said, I'm asking a question. We always, but still, the same token is though, you're not talking behind closed doors, and you were saying you wasn't really ready to share at the moment. We respect that. Whenever you're ready is whenever you're ready.
Exactly.
And you know you're ready. So that's all that matters. That whenever you know you're ready, you can share how much you want to share, how little you want to share, nothing at all, because your story is your story. So.
Not only that, I mean, you can, yeah. Not only that, I mean, you can share your story, like, without even being on camera. I mean, you guys, anybody listening can just, reach out to CJ, Renika or I at any time, and we'd be happy to talk to you. Of course we'd be happy to do a podcast episode with you, but that's far from necessary. We just want to hear your story and be of service and be a friend. And so, so reach out to us, again, Shante. Thank you so much for being here. How can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Henny Oh So Lovely, or they can check out my new little budding business. It's at Tamed, TAMED, and 3 underscores.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, and you can check us out at www.crohnsveteran.com.
I'm buying a sweater soon. I'm buying a sweater today, actually.
Awesome. And then also you can check out our Teespring store. We have some brand new merch on there, actually, and so that we're going to be really pushing this year, because CJ is the colitis and colitis veteran, and so we actually have some T-shirts and hoodies and all that kind of stuff that, with colitis veteran on it, and so
all over Chicago.
Right.
Every time I go out with the animals.
That's so awesome. Just hearing that like makes my day. And so we got awesome merch, awesome episodes, awesome website, awesome co-hosts, awesome guests like Shante. Check us out.
All of you guys are awesome. I swear, every time I can click on, I'll be like, "Oh wait, there they go." Let me get in the conversation.
Awesome. Much appreciated. Thank you for joining us today. And and again, everybody, if you like us, subscribe, become a member, and again, check us out at official.crohnsveteran on Instagram.
Definitely. Right. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
I'm sad we're leaving.